In Okpelu community, a young man named Philip inadvertently runs into an ORO procession and is chased down and seized. He is immediately taken to the sacred grove where his fate of possible execution as sacrifice to the gods would be decided. His parents are aware of the life-threatening situation, and his father, Bernard, a local pastor with the help of two local government officials, begin a series of visits to the Ballet's palace to plead release of their captive, whom they claim is unaware of the earlier announcement instructing people to stay indoor to avoid being taken by ORO. They insist that this is a civilized and advanced era where such actions are notoriously an infringement on human rights and freedom. On his part, the ballet is unmoved and reaffirms his uncompromising resolve to allow any man or institution water than the cultural values of Okpelu, claiming that our culture is the essence of Africans and that as the custodian of Okpelu culture and traditions, he will not succumb to any dictate or pressure asking him to bend. In the sacred grove, Philip has lost his mind and consciousness of self after a series of ritual baiting and incantations. The priest claims his fate to die as a ritual sacrifice is inevitable, asserting that whoever sees ORO goes with ORO. Things get dicey when the ballet's daughter Iyabo shows interest in Philip. She secretly sneaks into the sacred grove with intent to feed the captive, who she feels must be hungry. She is quick to realize that they have used juju on him, which has resulted in his losing his mind. But her secret visit did not end without her being caught by the priest, who fumed anger and rained insults on her. The matter was made known to the palace, and her uncle chastises her for coming in contact with one plagued by the gods. Iyabo is quick to come up with some defenses, claiming she knows the captive and that what is being done to him is a clear infringement and violation on the fundamentals of human rights and freedom. The uncle is mesmerized by her outspokenness and threatens to stop her from going to school, where he believes they are beginning to teach her unspeakable things. Back in the palace, the mother of Philip, Mary, in the company of an Okpelu indigene, goes to the ballet to plead the release of her son. The ballet, as before, refuses to oblige, and they are forced to leave the palace despondent. Soon after, a bloodied Philip appears to Mary in her sleep, looking bad and dripping blood. He tells her in sheer agony the pains he's been subjected to, and that his soul bleeds, his voice bleeds, and the next word is not far away. He vanishes just immediately, leaving horrific traces of blood, which Mary wakes up to see. For Bernard, it is time to throw all his weight behind getting his son released. He hurries to the palace, still in the company of the local council officials, to make urgent and persuasive demand for his son, whom he claims must have been killed. The ballet remains unmoved, stating that he is not the one to determine what happens to his son. Anytime, a priest is invited to announce before all gathered the fate that will befall the boy. She begins by eulogizing the gods and thereafter says that the gods have decided to set Philip free on the ground that his father Bernard carries an appeasement sacrifice to the gods. Bernard is nonplussed and leaves devastated. Soon after, a report reaches the ballet that Bernard has finally agreed to carry the appeasement sacrifice. A day and location is agreed, and Bernard and his team of council officials turned up quite behind time for the sacrifice. The palace guard queries his coming late and asks him to undress in readiness to be fortified for the sacrifice. Bernard refuses, stating that he cannot go against his religious convictions and betray his God just to free a son that God gave him. The palace guard is enraged and threatens that his son is not coming back. Eniton disagrees to the chagrin of the palace guard. She claims that Bernard has taken a very noble stand by deciding not to give up his belief in his God at such trying times, and that there is no sacrifice greater than being willing to sacrifice a son in honor of one's God. She orders the immediate release of Philip, claiming that the sacrifice has automatically been fulfilled. Philip soon reunites with his family in a story that ends happily ever after. This is a recap of our latest movie, ORO. Did you enjoy this piece? You can actually watch the full movie by going to our YouTube channel on Clime Pictures if you are watching on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe so that you can have access to more of our movies as soon as they are released. If you're watching on YouTube, simply click on the subscribe button and anticipate more of our movies. We are New Clime Pictures. Thanks for watching.